Hello everyone, welcome to the session of CodersTrust. I'm here Tariq Ahmed for conducting today's session and I hope you are well and everything is going fine at your end here. So just before starting the session, I want to ensure that you are watching my screen properly and listening my voice. And you have to do some settings here because if your settings is not properly set here, you have to face problem actually. So just make it that quality, choose the quality option and select 360, 480 or 720, three of them, but not 240 or 144 because those are for low resolution and in that case actually you will not see my screen properly. So please just make sure that your option is selected 360 or above. Well, today's topic is about Bootstrap, which is actually very popular at this moment for responsive website design. So today we'll discuss about the Bootstrap and the basic grid system of Bootstrap and how to integrate it into our HTML. Well, so let's start now. And if you have any problem, you can just comment here. I will check your comment regularly. And if you are logged in into your Gmail account, you can just comment here. You don't need to have any other account here. So the first one, actually, what is Bootstrap? Bootstrap basically a CSS framework. A framework means actually it is collected functions, built-in functions that can be used in our system or classes. So there are a lot of CSS classes already made that we can use in our HTML. So for this responsiveness, actually, those classes will handle everything here. So which is done by in Bootstrap framework. So what are the advantages of the Bootstrap? The main things responsiveness. Obviously, this one the first we should actually prefer Bootstrap, and also it is the time saver because it will actually created many things already here that we don't need to do anything like the button, form, style, everything actually done here in the Bootstrap already. So it will save our time and the documentation is great here, rich documentation. And finally, there are some JS components like the slider accordion, which can be used easily here. Well, now I'll show you how to integrate the Bootstrap. The first one you have to go there, this site, the official website of the Bootstrap, getbootstrap.com here, and click on the Get Started, this one, and you will see there are many options. Just you have to download this Bootstrap. You download the G version of this one. After that, you have to find those files here. You can see this is the bootstrap main.css. You can also include the CDN that is directly from the CDN server. But if you want, you can also just keep the file in your local folder and just place it in the HTML here. So I'll do the manually. That means I'll just uh, keep the file in my local. I have already kept in here my CSS folder. That means the bootstrap.main.css, bootstrap.main.css. Also there are JS, whose name is bootstrap.main.js, and the jQuery library also required. So it is already here. Now I'll integrate those one by one. The first one is CSS bootstrap.main.css, mean actually for the minified version. We have to use the minified version so that actually our page is not heavy inside. So minified version is actually lighter inside. And the second one is actually the theme of the Bootstrap in CSS. So those two CSS. Now I will also integrate the Bootstrap main.js and the main jQuery library also. So it can be search just jQuery main.js. And finally, the bootstrap Windows.js. Also, those two just were already included. Now I can use the Bootstrap classes in our HTML markup. Okay, and before that, I also write some style tag because I want to write some style here in our CSS without using any external CSS because we don't need to write many CSS for today's session. So I just write it here. Well, now let's illustrate the Bootstrap grid system. Well, Bootstrap divided the whole screen in main four categories. That means those categories are actually for many sizes of the screen here. So if I just yeah, you can see now. So the four are the first one is the large devices. That means the greater than or equal to 1200 pixel. That means the screen which width is actually greater than or equal to 1200 pixel. Those are treated as the large devices. For example, the desktop, and some are medium devices which are greater than or equal 992 pixel but should be less than 1200 pixels, so it can be treated as medium devices. And the small devices are greater than or equal 768 pixel, which are actually like the tablets, this iPad you can see, and those are actually treated as small devices. And the other that is the less than 768 pixel, that means our phones, smartphones are actually fall in this category of extra small devices. So those are just extra small, small, medium, and a large device. And for those four type of screen, actually Bootstrap use for different column. That means for as extra small, it uses the access called access. For small, SM. For MD, that means medium device, and then for large devices, it uses LG. Well, we'll see actually how it will be used in our markup. And this is the basic structure of the markup. You can see there is a container div and there is a row, and the row is divided by several columns. So if we see the column, okay, I'm just yeah, this is a column, right? So this is actually a row, and this row is divided by the 12 columns. So Bootstrap divided columns into the maximum 12, not more than 12. So you can see there were 12 column here, and there are 8 4. That means it is also 12. So that means Bootstrap actually divided the screen in 12, but it can be any combination like the 1 1 1 or 8 4 or 4 4 4 or 6 6. So just combination of that multiple that can be actually added to the 12. So whatever actually it depends on our design, our layout, actually how we divide our screen here. So this is called each row. That means the row is started here, and each row is divided by many columns, not more than 12, and it cannot be actually any float number like the 1.5 or 2.5. It should be an integer like 1, 2, 3, 4 till the 12. So we can see there is a container actually the whole container of the content, and in the container there is a row, and the row is divided by 6 and 6. That means there are two columns, both are the same size, and it can be like 4 4 4 or it can be like 8 4. So whatever actually we need can use here. And container basically is the main content area, and it can be container fluid also. So now we'll see actually how it will be used here. So I'm just copying this one. Well, let's see here. So let me check if you have any comment. Well, no comment. If everything is going fine. So there are. Well, I have to make this. camel quotation because in the Word file the quotation is different from our editor. So I have to just adjust it here. So, oh, well, so there are two columns here, and in the column I keep some like the H1. This is the first column, and this is the second column. Also, I will give some border to make it actually clear to understand where the H1 here. Border from pixel solid. That's it. So now you can see here. So this is our content area. So you can see just here like this is our container. You can see the container in the center of the screen. There are spaces in the left and right side. So whenever you use the container, it will take the center of the screen and keep the same spaces in the left and right side. But if we want it will take the 100%, so we can use another class container fleet instead of container. So in that case, actually, it will take complete width. So you can set it now taking the complete, not spacing any here in the left or right side. So just whenever you need the 100%, so you can use the fluid. Otherwise, you can use just container. And you can see here the each row. That means each row is the first row here. First row is divided by two column, 6 and 6. And I use the MD. So MD for actually medium. I'm just using the LG. So just want to ensure that the difference here. So I am just LG. LG is still working here. Well, we already said that LG, that means the large device is for greater than or equal to 1200 pixels. So let's test it actually. So I'm just going to the check the mobile mode and going to here. So you can see now it is 1216. So it is now LG. So the column system is working here, but when I am just making it less than 1200 pixel, you can see the column is not no more like the divided by two equal column. Now it is just breakdown and it's taking the whole weight here. So just the L is working until it is greater than or equal to 1200 pixel, not a less than 1200 pixel. It is just breaking here. Now I will make another one, and that is will make another row here. So it should be like ND. Well, you can see now the LD is broken, but the ND is still working here because we have said that MD range is greater than or equal 992 pixel. So it's still working because now the width is 1179, which is less than 1200, but greater than 992. So the MD is working here. Now make it smaller than 992. Yes. Now both are not working. I have LG or MD because it is now less than 992. So the range is for the MD is greater than 992, not less than. Now I will test the SM, that means the small screen here. So just copy here and paste another one. SM6 and 6 here. Okay, let's check now. So you can see MD is not working, LG is not working, but the SM is still working because the range of the SM is greater than or equal 768 pixel. So it is working because our current screen width is 969, which is greater than 768 but less than 992. So the MD is not working or LG is not working, but the SM is working here. So let's make it smaller than 768. Yes, now it's 744, and SM is also not working here. So for the final thing, we just test the access, then the extra small column. So just copy here, test the access. Okay. So you can see LG, MD, or SM not working, but the access working because the ranges access is actually less than 768 pixels. That means actually it will work for all the small devices less than 768. So it is working here. You can see just and making it still working. So I hope you have understood the main grid system of the Bootstrap. So when LG will work greater than 1200. For MD, it will work greater than 992. For SM, it will work greater than 768. And for access, actually, it will work for all screen. That means less than 768 pixel or greater than 1200 pixel. Now I'll show some other thing like uh, making more grid system here, like it will be for and to pick another one. So, so this scenarios are divided by three column here. So we can make another like 8448. So whatever, just we want to, the design is same here. We can just make it using the our grid system here. Well, so this about actually Bootstrap main grid system, and there are some other things like there are Bootstrap component, ready component like button. So we can create some ready button here, and using this those classes. Also, there are some tables, and then there are some style for the table already, and there is some typography. For example, if you want to make some bolder text without using the h1 or h2 tag, just we can use the deep and we can give the class h1 actually to convert the font style to the h1. Okay, just try some button here. So for the first one, I'm just removing the text here and making some button like ktn class ktn. First one is for the button, and the second one is for the actually the button instead. That means what type of button actually we want to see here. So like that, this is primary. You can see there is a primary button here. Also, there are another like success, danger, and success. Success button. There are some already button that you can use here. Button success, danger warning. Both are actually those are actually mostly used. But yes, you can still write your own CSS to make the custom button if you need other than those already button. And also there are some table. You can use the table border, table hover. So all this actually automatically style here. So just make some table. Well, I'm just making a table in this second row. Table, taking a row, some table header, name. First row, that means this is the title of the table, and the second one, I will make some data, some demo data here. Keep slide undo. Don't worry, Dondo is actually a popular person in the internet world for the demo data. Info at link.com. Finally, the phone number. Well, I'll just duplicate in this one, and like this can be spent. So, uh, so now let's see the table here. You can see there is a table, but there is no style here, just it is plain text. So now I will make some style here just using the bootstrap class. First one I create the table, and second was which type of table actually I want to see here. So the table bordered. So there will be border style around this one, so you can see now it's large page style with the border. Also, I can give some other class like table hover. So when table hover, you can see it is hovering on the row when I'm just taking the mouse on the row and it giving some hover effect here. So there are many other classes you can just test here using the. You can get the all the list here in the components. So just get the CSS components or components for the. You can see all these are listed here. Well, so this is our today's session. I'll just end it shortly. If you have any questions, you can just comment here. And meanwhile, I will show something about the CodersTrust. Basically, what actually Coder is doing. Coder is basically a Denmark-based company who is working in many countries like Bangladesh, India, Kenya, Kosovo, Bhutan. The main purpose is providing the high quality IT train up, that is web development skill train up, and also prepare the students for working in the global marketplaces. So Coder not only actually just providing the IT train up, it is also ensuring that the students are get qualified for working in the global marketplaces like the freelancer.com, upwork.com, and other also. And there are many success stories that the students of CoderTrust already started earning in the global marketplaces after completing the courses in the CoderTrust, and there were an expert team for helping them whenever actually they face any problem in their project in the marketplaces. Also, there are some soft skill train up, that means how to write a good proposal, how to place bids, how to deal with clients. So everything actually you get from the Coder Trust if you are students of the Coder Trust. And if you have any other questions like the course payment issues, the time schedule, you can just give a chat here with the support team available 24/7. Well, I hope you will check the details of the Coder Trust more here in the website. Well, so this our tourist station. I hope you will explore more about the Bootstrap, the components, and it is a very huge and powerful framework at the moment for using your web design project and make it responsive perfectly. Well, so take care. It's today, and hope you see you again in the next session. Good, goodbye. Good night.